G'day YouTube viewer, g'day bikers. I thought I'd show you what it's like to ride the GB350 up a steep hill onto a twisty mountain road. Now this first section is probably steeper than what the road does when it starts winding, and I wasn't sure how the long-stroke air-cooled engine would deal with the pull up the hill. But I took off from a stop sign and a stationary position, and its low-down torque meant it accelerated quite well up through the first few gears. And we reached the speed limit, 80 kilometers per hour in fourth gear, well and truly before hitting the 60 sign. But just before that is the steepest part of the hill, and it was starting to struggle just a little bit, just as we needed to back off the speed down to 60. So it did admirably. Now just before getting into the twisty section, I will point out that about halfway up I had to slow down for a goanna crossing the road. Not sure if it'll come out very clearly in the video or not, but you will see where I do slow down quite significantly, just to give it time to get across the road before I accelerate it again. Now the one thing I did find with this ride is, because this is a bike with just under 21 horsepower and very long gearing, if you are going to ride on a steep road like this, you do need to have the mindset that you will need to change the gears a lot to get the most out of the bike. With some of my other larger bikes, you can turn the throttle and it will pull through the corner more than adequately. With this, the one thing I found was when you're mid-corner and you're going to pull out, if you're not in the right gear, it will struggle a little bit then. So what I found myself doing was dropping down one more gear than I thought I would need, and then it was perfect. Until I got to a very sharp, steep corner near the top of the mountain, and I realized I needed to drop down a gear mid-corner, which I very rarely do, just to make sure the bike that is still being run in didn't lug out of the corner too much. But all in all, the bike did really well. Despite having a large front wheel for a bike of this power and size, it handles beautifully. You choose where you want to be in the corner in advance and it just stays there. Because it doesn't have a steep brake, it doesn't turn sharply, which means you get a really smooth and stable ride through the corners. In fact, it handles way better than it has any right to, and that's because of the great balance of the bike. It feels like a big bike when you sit on it, not a small 400 or 350. It has really good stature, a wide tank and a wide seat. So with that 800mm seat height, which is not too high, because of the wide comfortable seat, you seem to have plenty of leg room. In the GB350 model we have in Australia, the foot pegs are further forward than they are on the more sporty S model in Europe, and so you feel really comfortable and relaxed. It's conducive to very leisurely riding, and I love it. So as long as you're not trying to ride this like a sports bike and expecting very fast turning performance and power, it is fantastic to ride on a road like this. I actually enjoyed going up more than I did coming down later in the day, but that will be the subject for another video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and please join me on future rides. If you'd like to be alerted to those and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I look forward to joining you next time, and in the meantime, happy motorcycling.